And who am I with? Craft and Z with Laura B. How is everyone doing today? This fine... Well, it's Tuesday for me, and this will go up either tomorrow or Thursday, depending on what I do with the video I shot on this. So, I'll just get right into it, other than, hi, how are you doing? I hope you had a wonderful day yesterday, and a relaxing weekend before that. So yesterday's video was a long video, 53 minutes of me just gluing on the papers underneath. Well, I did a couple layers. 1, 2, 3. I did 3 layers. So 3 layers on my snippet roll, which is done until I decide to use it, and then I might want to put something on them. But it's 6.5 feet long. I know, it's a long one. Took the long way home. So, here we go. There it is. All right, and this right here is actual burlap from burlap sacks that my mommy number 4 gave me last year, a couple of years ago, probably by now. And they were filthy. I mean, filthy dirty. And not just dirt, like this is oil or something, but like rats go in, the rats go out. Yeah, that kind of thing. So I washed them, and not realizing that they were going to fall apart. Oh my God, they fell apart. And they fell apart spectacularly bad in the washing machine. So there was a lot to clean up over that. Anyway, so I also made... Now, unfortunately, and I should have done this, and I did not think it through. Show you the papers. The stamp that I stamped, how they turned out in the end. Because, you know, derp. So, that goes up there. This is the slightly shorter 1.5 inch wide version. So this is the one you can kind of see how the stamping turned out after I tore it apart. And I stamped this to all over the place. So, and then as you can see, I started gluing the first layer down. And then decided, you know what? If I hurry, I can get this done. So, alright, where's my clock? I moved it. Alright, it's 10:20. Alright, so here we go. Loop-de-loo. That song was stuck in my head all day yesterday, and it drove me nuts because I get these songs in my head and they just don't go away. So anyway, alright. Shut up, Lori, and get to work. Here is, I think I mentioned it in the first video when I first started this, that here's my box of, you know, scraps that I did the Louisa Heinzel trick on. Throw them in a box, splatter them with paints, dyes, whatever you want to do it. And so here we are. And I am just, no rhyme or reason, I am trying my hardest to not do anything but glue and stick. Pick, glue, and stick. Pick, glue, and stick. So pick, glue, and I don't like that one though. See, then you pick one and I really dislike it. I'll do a little bit book page like yesterday. The other video that I did on the long one, I did the first layer in all book page, and so that took a while of, not because I thought too much on what I grabbed out and how I wanted to put it on, but just the, you know, actual act of, oh wait, that's not book page. Oh, this is book page, that kind of thing. And I'm purposely trying to put these further apart so that they will be bigger. And I gotta lower the phone. I'm sorry. I apologize. So close your eyes. Close. Okay. Now, I can just barely see the top of my phone. I really need to invest in a better office chair. So that this one only goes up to 36 inches, but when you're 5'2", 32 inches isn't that much. And my table is, I don't know how high. but it is, I think it's Stairlight. One of those foldable picnic-like tables, or a table you would take to a craft fair. So it's about 4 or 5 feet long and 39, I think, deep. I'm not going to waste my time measuring it. So all I'm looking for right now is something that has a lot more paint splatter on it. And it tends to be the packing paper that I do the splatter technique with my splatter box. I do not have a Tim Holtz splatter box. I took a cardboard box and lined it with this stuff. I probably can get one that's just a little bit higher, truth be told. Because the only thing I'm looking for here is something dark, similar, because it is grunge-y. So how is the weather where you all are at? We actually yesterday got up to 95. The weather app that I have on my phone said it was only like, I don't know, 87, 89, I think it says the highest. And I'm like, no, Beauregard outside my house. And yes, I'm not just gluing and, picking and gluing and setting. He said it was 94 yesterday, and I trust him because he's outside my house, and he is placed exactly how they told me to place him. So, if they think that he's wrong, well, let me just talk to any weatherman out there, because hello, when do you ever get it right? And I sure hope I'm right. Anyway, so what have you been doing? Oh, I do need to take a moment out and just express my incredulosity that my video on making homemade stamps for a jelly print, at last count yesterday, got 2.4K, as in 1,000 views. Yes. And that is just, I about ready to rip this off and stick it on there. But I will do it with, I could just do tone on tone like this, and I think I shall. Yes. I was just amazed, and that kind of, like, you just don't know what to say, because it's just so incredulous and wonderful, and just wow. Just wow is all I can say. I'm going to do it this way. Just wow. And thank you. It's all due to you guys. Each and every one of you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Or as the saying I've heard my whole life goes, you warm the cockles of my heart. And I don't know what the cockles of a heart is, but you warm them. So that's the point. That's where we're at. So what if I don't show the other video for my long roll, all I have done is with clear tape, just tape them together so I didn't have to layer one over the other and make it thicker. I did that with my bird one that I did, and I didn't really care for it when I went to cut things apart. So, oh, excuse my yawn. How rude. That was rude. Did you hear the egg call? Somebody laid an egg. Somebody laid an egg. And they're crowing about it. No, well, I guess they don't crow. They're letting everybody else, all the other 4 ladies, know. I laid an egg. Neener, neener, neener. So, anyway, I am so glad. Oh, so thankful. It's only going to be, I think that's 84 today, which is still warm for my blood, but it is considerably, I can speak, considerably better than 90 friggin' 5. OMG, that's not fit for man or beast. Oh, my chicks. I heard one of them yesterday do a crow. You know, they're just learning. They'll be 2 weeks, not 2 weeks, 2 months on the 27th. So, you know, they're only like a month and a half old. But it was cute because they were, they did their call. And it was just a little baby call. It's like the first time you hear your baby laugh, or a baby laugh for the first time, when they, you know, sometimes it startles them and they cry. Or they kind of look around like, who did that? Who did that? Yeah, you did that. All right, so we've got our first layer down. Oh, excuse the yawn again. I don't know what my issue is. Oh, I know what it is. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Excuse me so badly. It is that I'm going to use some more of this because I really like it. The mulberry paper. Because here we go around the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. And I know I'm probably getting in trouble for that, but you know what I say? Shoot me. Try it. I'd say come find me in Washington, but they can just track my IP address, right? Because they're smart like that. I'm off coffee for the day. Because that's what I did. Because I'm fasting. Or attempting to do a fast today. And I haven't been so successful. And I'm wondering if that's because the last few times I had coffee with creamer in it, so it's not fasting because, you know, it's got calories. So, and I can't drink it black because of stomach issues. So, you know, Mitzi was telling me about electrolytes and all that stuff, but I think I need more light. We're going to turn a light on. Oh, that's why. I moved this light to show Jamie this camera arm, because Jamie Parks from I Love You More Journals is going to start doing more content. So yay! And I was telling her about the camera arm that I have, or whatever you want to call it. And so there's that. So I had moved it and moved the light and all that stuff. Now I got the song stuck in my head. So what do I want to say today? Oh, we had thunderstorms last night, and you know, Western Washington is, you know, close to the ocean, so it doesn't get strong thunderstorms. But we actually, here in my little town, which always seems to be under a shadow of some sort and never gets the rain and all that stuff that they say we're going to get. Anyway, we got quite a bit of it, and it had a couple times there was a deluge out there. And I lived in West Texas for 7 years. And I loved the storms. The storms were awesome. I loved watching them roll in. I even almost sort of got struck by lightning when I first moved there, because I love to watch the storms, right? So I was living in an apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment, above a house with a couple little old ladies. It was a college town that I lived in, Abilene, college town. Lived right down the street from ACU. And so they rented out the apartments for college students, and they let me live there for whatever reason. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. I mean, it was 92 for crying in a bucket. That was a long time ago. Anyway, and so I'm standing outside on the little porch. You know, all it is stairs and a little walkway. There are 2 apartments, and mine was the first one. Anyway, I was standing out there and watching it in the distance, and I did not see any lightning close to me, but all of a sudden my whole body started tingling and my hair stood on end, and I was like, yep, nope, I'm outie. That's a big old nope from me. So that's as close as I've ever come to being struck by lightning, and it's as close as I ever care to be. However, Y'all should ask Mitzi from Mitzi at 307 Junk Journals. Her struck by lightning story, because I was like jaw dropped, because I did not know that could happen. Oops. Oh, so sorry. So sorry. How rude of me to smack you in the head like that and rattle you about. So, as I've said before, I do not know what I'm doing with this. I'm just trying to not think and slap down. So we're not here all day and I'm not in my head. Don't go into the head. Don't go into the light. Stay away from the light. I bet she was confused for the rest of her life, that little character. I mean, I watched the first 2.5 until Heather O'Rourke tragically died, but oops, oh no. I want that orange one. See, and this is why you cut it at a V and don't sew it along, so you, if you need to, you can monkey it about a bit. They just got increasingly idiotic, which sequels are want to do and most likely will do at some point. Now I'm going to use kind of go, well, it's kind of grungy. This is from the Janie B Journal Hummingbird kit. I did a little thing to my grandma when after she passed. It was more like a grieving journal for me. All I did is put some pictures in it and stuff. I've got little note cards in there that I can write memories down, and well, I just haven't. It's somewhere on a shelf in there. All I can say. I do not remember where I got these tickets from. The ones I've been using, they look like they came out of a couple different kits. Do not know. If I remember, I will. Oh, what is that? Oh, gosh. It looked exactly like the pain pill I give to my dog. And I'm like, how did that get down here when I put it on top of her food? It didn't. Yeah, I don't want to use anything like that. No, 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 no. No, maybe the next layer. I am going strictly for tickets. That's what I want. And that's what I'm going to do. We'll put it down here because I don't want to have it. There we go. I want to have two kind of blues next to each other. Ooh, I do like that. Yeah, I'm switching it around, going on glue book to non-glue book. There. And the beauty of this is when I snip it, I'm going to tell myself that it doesn't matter if I cut off the tag as I cut across. It does not matter. And I got a good idea from Jamie. You know, Jamie and I have been talking quite a bit the last couple of days. That's why. And I ran my other one by her last night because I was kind of at a loss. Like I said, not done snippets before other than the bird one, snippet rolls. Don't do random very well at all. And so I was needing a little bit of advice. But what was I saying about her? Oh, I can't remember. The memory, it just kind of poof. 1 second and it's there, and the next second it's like dandelions just flying in the breeze everywhere. And you know what? I've gotten to the point in my life, well, it'll come back or it won't. And there's not much I can do about it. And I'm not going to sit there and stress. 1 pint of milk from Rose Hill Dairy. But it's only 1 pint. Don't get greedy. That's what they're saying. Do not get greedy. Boy, I'm almost out of these. I mean, I have more sheets, but I'm not going to fussy cut at this point in time. Oh, that goes really well, I think, with that gold sitting up there like that. Oh, so we had that thunderstorm yesterday, and it rained. It rained significantly. I mean, we got a couple deluges. But nope, my face is super itchy today. You know what? I'm going to just tear that in half. There. Don't even care. Don't even care that it's not. And we'll put the second half over here, because I already got glued fingers. My allergies, my face won't stop itching today. Part of it is I am growing my hair out. I had long hair and then I cut it short, like Jamie Lee Curtis style. That's exactly what I said when I went in there. This is what I want, and that's what I got. And I loved it. And then COVID hit. Oops. Shh. The big C, or the other C, hit. And, well, they closed down all the salons. And my hair got to a point I just hated it. So, I borrowed my upstairs neighbor's buzz cutters and did a 1 on all the whole thing. I mean, I just went whoosh, over my whole head. It didn't look good, but you know, who's gonna see it? You can only go out for essentials. So, shocked everybody I knew. They're like, why did you do that? And because I couldn't go get it cut, and it was driving me crazy the way it was, and I was very unhappy. And I think I just had a wild hair. You know how those go. And so, and then that grew out for a while. But I will say this about shaving your head as a woman. There is something very, very liberating about doing that. It's not for everyone. And I understand that. But it really, really is very liberating. And so then, as it was growing out, I went to, basically, those of you who know it, the marine cut. High and tight, only out of regulation, because it was a little long on the top. And I would shave it sometimes every day. Sometimes I would get lazy and it would be every other day. So, let's do some of these hearts and just get it done. Get her done. Anyway. So, I did that for, oh my gosh, a good year. Through the winter, through last winter. Yeah. No. The winter before. I think it was. Anyway. And then I was watching one of those 5-minute craft things on YouTube. And I saw this technique on curling your hair where she took a wooden spoon and wrapped some hair around it and then took flat iron. And just, you know, kind of like pressed it. I'm trying to show you without, you know, because I don't have any hair. Like that. I hope you see that. Like, you know, here's that. Anyway, all of a sudden it was just like, oh, growing my hair out. It was just like that. Boom. I was loving my hair. I was loving it. I was loving it. I mean, it was a pain in the butt to shave it every other day. You know, if you let it wait too long, then it was even more of a pain in the rear end. And, you know, there was the razor burn once in a while. And, oh, the horrendous. I gave myself a couple cuts. And I'm a slow healer. I mean, these marks right here. Oh, see how long it's taken that burn to get better? But these marks, these are from the beginning of last August. Last August. And you can still see them. They're blackberry branch scratches. Or I had cut down blackberry branches on the property and was hauling them, you know, from one place to the other. Anyway. So that was not pleasant, having that big thing. That was not pleasant. I had a couple of them that took a long time to heal. It's a good thing I'm fairly agoraphobic and don't like to leave the house except for, like, this circle that I have to do. Well, I gotta go do this, so I'm gonna go do that at the same time. And okay, I'm done for the day. And then anyway, I watched that thing, the 5-minute craft, and it was like, oh, done with that. And I started growing my hair out, and it's just now getting to the length it can be bobbed. Kind of, but not quite. Anyway. Hair touches my face, it makes me itch. But, see, this is a circuitous route to the story. So, we're going back to the fact that it rained, for those of you that I've confused. So, back to the fact that it rained. Here I am, you know, my forehead itches because the hair's touching it. Okay, I've got that. But the rest of my face was just itching like what the heck? And I had been cutting back my fuchsia for reasons which we will not talk about. And my face just wouldn't stop itching. I was just like scratching and everything. So I went in and I washed my face again. And then I put Benadryl cream all over it. And I was just amazed because, hello, it rained. I mean, we had a deluge. Why on earth is it still, am I so itchy? So, I don't know. So I put, for the first time, I put Benadryl cream all over my face. And it's helped considerably. So that's my story about the rain, the allergies, the hair in my face because it's growing out because I, you know, shaved my head because I, you know, went on a tear. I went crazy. Well, you know, it is what it is, and I enjoyed the heck out of that haircut. I'm telling you, I really, really did. It's the grow out. The grow out is a bitch. I know that's a bad word, but it is. I hope they don't censor me for that. I read something, and I'll have to obviously reread it before I get in trouble. But, if you say a word like that, a bad word, within X amount of minutes into your video, you're going to get flagged. But if it's after a certain point, they just let it go. Especially because I have mine set to no children. Because, you know, I'm a big goofball, as you well know. If you haven't noticed that by now, well, you've got me on fast forward and muted. That's all I have to say about it. Anyway, it's all I can do to get through a video without saying something worse than the B word. Because, well, that's what I do. Ooh, I think I'm going to run out of hearts. Oh, no, what am I going to do? Oh, no, Mr. Bill. Oh, well, I'll put something else on it. I kind of like, I'm digging these hearts. I really am digging the hearts. I don't care that they're huge and that they're not grungy. Most of them aren't grungy because, you know, the bottom is grungy and I'm trying to keep it that way because I don't do grunge. Oh, I am going to do this little tiny one, though. This little tiny one is going to go right there. So when I put lace on it, whew, hot flash. Hot flash, hot flash, hot flash. Jumpin' jack flash. Jumpin' jack hot flash. So, my housemate, Joe, who I named one of the chicks out there, asked me how they were doing with the storm. And I'm like, oh, they're fine. You know, they were fine. They were inside the house. But when I went to go put the chickens to bed, chickens to bed, chickens to bed, time to go put the chickens to bed. Oh, look, I have one more tiny itty bitty one. They did not like it out there, but of course they're outside, so. But yeah, thunder, we had some lightning. You know, I mean, you'd see it in the window, but it didn't, like, strike anywhere close to me. You know, it's not like it struck my property that I know of. I mean, I think I would have known. But anyway, when I shut them in, and I always open the side door where I collect the eggs to make sure I'm looking for 8 legs. You know, I got 4 hens. Yeah, 4 times 2 is 8. Gotta make sure. Okay, so we're done with that layer. Now what I want to do. I'm kind of looking at the other one to see what I did. And I think it's going to be lace time. Oh, I want to do this too on some of them. Maybe not all, but some. Anyway, they were squawking mighty heavily at me. They did not care for that, and I did not blame them one bit. My Isabeau didn't like it either. She didn't like fireworks. Well, you know, most dogs don't. But instead of, she doesn't cower or hide, she runs outside and barks at it because she's going to defend us from evil noise. She's poor thing. She didn't like it at all. But I'm like, good thing you're not a Texas dog. You would really have been just Hating life. So, anyway. There's my storm story, my hair story. I love my stories. So I'm going to just say hi to some people off the top of my head. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Candace, when you get a chance. Hi, Tommy. Hi, Rhoda. Hi, Courtney. A new subscriber, Courtney. I have a Linda, so hi, Linda. I'm kind of trying to go down what I can remember. Because like I said, sometimes they show you who your new subbies are, and sometimes they do not. So who else do I want to say? Hi, Faye, if you watch. Hi, Donna, if you're watching. Julie from Camellia Crafts Designs, if you're watching. I might just fall over on my chair. Hi. Jamie B, if you're watching. Oh my gosh, yeah. Let's see, who else? Don't lose it. Don't lose it. I said hi, Ellen. Hi, oh my gosh. Phyllis, that's who I was thinking of. Phyllis. Ah, finally called it forth. Hi to all of you, and to anyone I have missed. It's not because I'm not thinking of you. It's not that I'm not grateful. It's because my mind can only retain so many names, and I just apparently hit the limit. Yeah, I'm shockingly bad. It's embarrassing. But I can tell you who the last man who walked on the moon was. Gene Cernan. He wanted to go up earlier, but was not allowed to for some medical issue. And then he finally got his chance. If I'm remembering the right one. It's been a while since I studied up on it. I'm a space case. Not just because I'm like, hee all over the place. But because I really am fascinated by it, but I'm not smart enough to like be an astronaut or an astrophysicist or anything like that, because I just don't know math. I think in pictures. I see everything in pictures, and so if I can't picture it, if it doesn't coalesce into like a snapshot, I won't remember it, which is why I'm really bad in math. I finally figured this out just a few months ago. I was X amount of years old. It's because math is always in motion. Always in motion. You know, you're doing this and doing that and going here and going there. So there's no, it's not static. There's no snapshot of it. However, memorizing times tables is easy and stuff like that, because they're flashcards, and flashcards are a snapshot. So that's my story on why I'm so bad in math, and it really makes sense to me. If this is, you know, if you learn like I do, it's why videos are easier for me to learn from, as opposed to opening up a book and going, okay, here you go. The only way I can do that is if they have step-by-step instructions. Like WikiHow tends to do that. This is what you do, and it's going to look like this, and then they show a picture. And then you're going to do this, and they show a picture. And so it's like, oh, okay, that's what it's supposed to look like. We are almost ready to sew. How am I doing, Mitzi, with gluing and sticking and not thinking? Because I'm running my mouth. Because that's where I roll. I've always been a talker. And what just drove me nuts growing up is my older sister would sing that horrendous song to me whenever she didn't like what I was saying. You know, the "you talk too much" song. I don't like that song as much as I don't like the song, I think it's Randy Newman that sings "Short People Have Got No Reason to Live." I get that it's tongue-in-cheek, but shut up, Randy. Of course, I don't know how tall he was. Tommy, do you know how tall Randy Newman is? I mean, I don't want to say was, and he's still around, and he's like, what? What do you mean was? Anyway, yeah. Okay, so we are done with this, and at this point, I am going to stop you because I can't pause. I'm going to stitch down this whole thing. Actually, no, I want to put the lace on because I want the stitching on the lace this time, if it'll do it. So this part might take a little bit longer. It probably will, and I will try very hard to get it done, get her done fast by taking out some of the laces that I used before. Before. Get out of here. You're not a lace. You're not a lace. And this, as well as, I'm just right behind you, turned around. There. So these are the ones I used before, and I'm just going to go along in the same vein. And it is only, it's this glue. So we're just going to cut, glue, and stick. That is my housemate, if you heard that. He's out there. I'm going to put that right there. Oh, stay up. Stop it. Stop it. I just touched on something. I'm looking for one more thing, and there it is. It was hidden. This beautiful, gorgeous lace I got off of Amazon a couple months ago. You may remember, if you saw, I used it in the journal swap. I hit a wall journal swap hashtag that I did with Mitzi over at Mitzi at 307 Junk Journals. So, yes. It's gorgeous, 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 gorgeous lace. And it's quite a bit because I sent her some and I sent some other people some when I did that tag swap. Tag swaps. And then this one, which I find very pretty as well. So, glue and stick. Or I glue and stick. Although I want to kind of do stay in frame. This is where I'm just going to kind of go over the place until I find one that I like. A place that I like, I should say. Not necessarily one I like. There we go. I work better when I do stuff like this by like assembly line. So that's why you see me doing it the way I am, which kind of makes sense. Why would you, on something like this, why would you go through and then have to each individual, oh no, I want this here. Okay, now I've got to go back. I opened up my new 3-in-1. I got a 2 4-ounces for like, I don't know, far less than I could get a 16-ounce for, or an 8-ounce for, I should say. Those are my Eurasian collar doves, if you could hear them. I say they're mine. I don't own them. And since I haven't been throwing feed out on the ground for them, you know, bird seed, because they're ground feeders, because of, you know, Miss Snuffleupagus that is sitting out all over on the couch. She likes to go and hoover it all up. And then comes in with bird feed all over her nose. And, well, you know, what goes in must come out. So, yeah. See if there's anything over here I like. Not particularly. But I actually think I'm going to use this little bit of rickrack I have. And what how I got this is I was looking for lace on Amazon. And they had, like, bundles of lace by color-ish groups. And that was in one of the neutrals. You know, and they only get, it's just, I don't know. maybe 24 inches of each color, if that. Which is good, but kind of disappointing when you really want to build up your lace, because it looks like I have a lot, and I do have a lot, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? You'll know. And I feel really badly for saying that. It's like, good gosh, first world problems, am I right? You would absolutely die if you didn't, if you actually had to not craft with anything like that. I would think. But I know me. Anyway, those are my Eurasian colored doves, if you can hear them back there. And I'll actually call to them like that. You know, I do it a little bit better. And they answer back. They will coo back. They, the ones that I had the last year and a half have, they actually got to the point where they wouldn't startle as much when I went outside. They wouldn't, like, freak out. But I don't think those ones are still around. There was a pair and then a singlet. And I don't know if the singlet ever found someone. Not that I ever saw, but it's not like they got close enough where I could tell them apart. They all look the same. I suppose we all look the same to them, too. I do not know. I have not asked. Maybe one day I will go out and say, hey, do we all look alike to you? I mean, what's the worst they're going to do? Not answer? Sorry. Stupid joke for the day. Stupid joke. Here's some Dollar Tree, or excuse me, $1.25 store burlap ribbon. Yeah, I know. Maybe it's the wrong time of year for burlap. I like it there better. So, that's what I'm going to do. I'll cut another length or two. Excuse my tummy if you heard that. So, let's see. You heard about my hair. You heard about my doves. You heard about my snuffleupagus dog over there who likes to, you know, eat half her weight in birdseed. I love how when they call, they do that little, the first note, and then kind of like a little hiccup, 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 and then do it again, and then do the rest of it. I used to do it quite well. But, of course, it's on camera, and I get camera shy, believe it or not. Believe it or not, I do not like to be the center of attention. I never have. I don't like being like the front of the class where people look at you. So, nope, nope, nope. Debate class, no thank you. And I was always one of those people that, whenever, I was the last person to be able to come up with the answer. And that's not actually the truth. I knew it in my head. I just couldn't get it to come out my mouth. And also I didn't know it at the time, and I didn't know it for a long time, and would have been like, no, I don't. Test anxiety. I don't have that, I would call it instant recall, even though I do know what it is. I just can't, I've never been able to get it to come out my mouth. I kind of, you know, kind of stutter. Like a computer that temporarily lost its internet connection, or the connection is spotty. There. Yes, that was a little bit of work, and I could make it do further, but in the interest of not making this another 5-hour video, that's what we're going to do. There. I'm a little bit chilly. And I'm having a hard time focusing. So, it makes me feel dizzy when I can't focus. excuse me, I gotta put on my hoodie. I cannot believe it's like a whole, at this point, at least 10 degrees cooler at this time of the morning than it was yesterday. I mean, actually 20 degrees cooler. It's like 62 out, and it was, by this time yesterday, it was in the 80s. Yeah, it hit 90, I think, by noon yesterday. So, yeah, it's blessedly cool in comparison. And I keep trying to rub this glue off my fingers. And this is the one thing, I keep calling it Fabri-Tac, and it's not, but I think it's by the same company. And pretty much the same thing. I don't like how it gets on your hands. And it's hard to come off. What haven't I used for a while? Oh, that's what I haven't used yet. Use this dirty, dingy old burlap. I should not be using these scissors for that. Don't use those scissors for that. I have gone off the Fisker's Easy Action for arthritis people like me because I had to get a new pair due to cutting issues, sharpened then cutting issues, and then where it ended up macerating it more than it cut. And then I got a new pair, and both pairs ended up, they pop open very easily. And the first pair eventually did so, but not as quickly as the second pair that I bought. So what I did is I had two pairs, and one was for glue and one was for knot. But they both would just snap open. And I'm like, I can't have that. That's dangerous for me. That is really dangerous. And so anyway, I'm on the hunt for scissors. I ended up ordering another 3 of this exact same one because I actually like these. Unfortunately, I abused these too much, and so they don't like the way they cut. You know how it goes. You know how it is. It's like, oh my gosh, I can never find the right scissors. So, yeah, unfortunately, Easy Actions are out for me because of the way they snap open so quickly. Other than that, they were great. But now I've had 2 pairs of scissors that start doing that. Both, one I'd had for less than a year. Oh, wow, listen to those. They're squabbling for space over there. So, yeah, now those are the best ones I could. They work just as good as any others that I have found. Now, I do have a pair of shears. But I don't know. They kind of, when you start the cut in the middle, they kind of bows out. And I assume it's operator error, but I don't know. So, those are out. I know, it's picky. Picky, picky, picky. Trying to find the right pair that work. And them's not it. So, and someone's beautifully, graciously gifted me with the regular scissors, but they have the padded grip. They didn't work for me because I ended up giving them to somebody, I think, because the padding got dirty so quickly. Come on now. I mean, like 2 uses, and it was just filthy, and it's just like, yeah. They were okay. And they didn't, oh, that was the other thing. It wasn't just that they got dirty. It was because of the padding around all of this. I couldn't get my big old fingers through there. So it's like, okay, well, now that's out. I feel like I'm Goldilocks trying to find the right bed. Just right pair of scissors. And I finally figured out I'll just use like the aqua ones I showed you. because they're just as good as others. And I'm trying to get through here in a timely manner. I miss coffee, y'all. But I've got to stay the course. Stay the course, stay the course. I can stay the course. So, let's see, what else do I know? Anybody watching anything good on the television? I have not. I'm a creature of habit a lot of times, and I have just stayed with the same few shows, binging them. Although the last couple days I've been doing nothing but YouTube. And I used to do that all the time, and then I quit and went to other things. So, oh, for crying out loud. Just, excuse me. I don't want to leave it because I don't want that on there. So, I will speed this part up. It's like I feel like I can't talk and cut this because I have to hold my mouth just right. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about. It's not just a me thing. Plus, I'm having a hard time focusing, so it's hard to see that little netting. So, Mitzi, hun, when you talk about your issues, oh, I understand completely. It may look different, but underlying, it's the same frustrations, I would think. Because, yeah, I'm like, feel like I'm just waking up. Like you had just nodded off. We're just so close. I mean, you weren't in a deep sleep, but you weren't aware of what was going on, and then suddenly you had to get up and go to the bathroom. And you're just kind of like stumbling into things. Yeah, that's how I feel. All right. You're almost there. Just focus. There we go. Oh, for goodness sakes. All right, there we go. Good enough. All of that. All of that to do right there. All right. I think the other one I did on the longer snippet roll is I left some of that netting because this was not all uncurled. So there we go. And no, it does not bother me. There's no flower on this. Nope. No, ma'am. Or no, and no, sir. Whoever's watching, I'm not going to make any assumptions. It'll be interesting to sew through this burlap that didn't stick. There. It stuck to me and not that. Come on. I will have to make sure I tack that down. Like I said, I really like this 3-in-1 glue for fabric and thicker stuff like this. Could have used Crafter's Pick. but boy, it gets on you and doesn't like to come off. Oops, and that I dislike greatly, and I do not recommend. All right. And I'm going to cut around this rosette and just use this part. And we are so close to the end of this part. I do apologize. I am really... I don't know, maybe I'm having double vision and I've never been sure what double vision is. But I'm kind of having to like rock to try to feel like I can see it. So I apologize for the wonkiness, if there is any, and the time it's taking. All right. So here is this. I am going to pause you, which basically means stop, start again, and then splice it together in InShot. And be back with you in just a few moments after I've sewn it, so you can see that. So, see you in a jiff. Okay, I'm back. I went ahead and stitched all the way down. So, starting here, I tried to do different threads. So let me just run it down. The thread I'm using, it's like that silver metallic. It's actually embroidery thread for, I believe, an embroidery machine. I do not know. I am not a seamstress by any stretch of the imagination. So it kept breaking on me. So there we go. Hoping you can see that. Sorry, that was my tummy. And I really like that stitch. A variation on the zigzag. So anyway, there is our 1.5 inch wide snippets. And so when I want to, I can cut it off. I can add whatever I want to at the end on the top, or leave it as be. I hope you enjoyed this and you stuck with me to the end. And anyway, I'm just rolling her up. It does like to bend, but that's okay. I'm just going to roll her up and hang her on my pegboard where my other one is. So again, I have greatly enjoyed this. I think I did pretty good at shutting my brain off and just, you know, cut, glue, stick, whatever I needed to do. If you liked what you have seen, please give me a thumbs up. Drop a comment down there, even if it's a thumbs up or a smiley face, any emoji. Subscribe if you have not. Tell your friends. Again, tell your friend's dog, because you never know. Some dogs like to be babysat, and I might just be the nattering on they like to listen to. You don't know until you try. Anyway, and on that note, subscribe, like, share, tell your dog's friends, tell your friends. I can't think of anything else. And until the next time, peace out. Bye.